So my name's Ron Perry. I'm an executive at a technology company here in the Valley. And I started seeing Dr. Xiao about 6 months ago. And I came in for just general stress and anxiety. I was recommended by a friend. He actually had really bad nausea as a result of cancer treatment. And after one treatment with Dr. Xiao, he actually said that his nausea was gone, and I had watched him struggle with it for quite a long time. So I had read an article about PTSD and how they were treating PTSD with acupuncture. Prior to that, I hadn't even really considered it as a treatment for myself. I've just, when I came in, I wasn't sure what to expect. I was a little apprehensive, didn't think that somebody putting needles in me could really make the difference that I'd been seeking, quite frankly, my whole life. And after one appointment with Dr. Xiao, I was sold. It was I was just impressed with the results. I tend to be a very bottom line, results-oriented person. And to experience those kind of results after one treatment, I decided to buy a package. It's very economical to do it that way. I bought a package and began a months-long treatments with Dr. Xiao. And I look at my life now, and I'm just amazed at how far I've come in such a short period of time. My life now, I experience more joy, more peace, and just this general sense of well-being that, quite frankly, I never thought possible for myself. My experience here when I walk in is one of, just calmness, professionalism, and I'm just amazed at Dr. Xiao's insights, and her ability to remove the blockages, that are preventing us physically from living the life that we want to live. And it's just been a truly remarkable experience. Can't say that I wasn't a bit skeptical coming in, but the results speak for themselves, and I keep coming back. And it's just one of those environments that, in just the conversations, between Dr. Xiao and myself, like there's a real sense of caring, there's a real sense of compassion. And in my mind, like things just start to move for me before she even starts the treatments, just in our conversations. And then after the treatments, I'm just where I feel like I should be. And it's almost this sense of coming home to myself, and just a very wonderful experience being a patient here. Prior to my experience here with Dr. Xiao, I had never had experience with Chinese medicine of any sort. I tend to avoid pharmaceuticals, and I tend to avoid Western medicine somewhat. Obviously, there's been many times when I've gone in for physicals and that, but I didn't have any experience. I didn't know what to expect. And, like I said, after my first treatment, I just really opened myself up to the possibility that this could, in fact, make the difference that I was looking for. And it really has made it just an unbelievable difference in my just general sense of well-being, my calmness, and my relationships with my coworkers. My relationship with my wife has just soared as a result of being able to find, that relaxation, that calmness, that balance, that centeredness that this medicine has brought to my life. My wife is also a patient of Dr. Xiao's, and we've been on this journey together. And we've, like any couple, right, we go through periods of time when we're getting along better than other periods of time. And, our relationship has really grown as a result of our experience here, and again, I think it has a lot to do with my the treatments that Dr. Xiao's provided me, and just again helping me find that centeredness, that balance, that calmness. It's really brought, you know, a peace and a joy and an acceptance, and to think that somebody putting essentially, you know, performing an acupuncture therapy or treatment where they're placing needles at strategic points, to think that that would make this kind of difference, I would have never believed it beforehand, to be honest with you. And but I'm a very firm believer now in acupuncture after my experience with Dr. Xiao. It's amazing work, and I'm very glad that I took the leap to really put my trust in Dr. Xiao and what she does here at her clinic. Dr. Xiao's energy, Dr. Xiao's insights, you know, to really listening before you even say a word. She's already in tune with what's going on in your being, your physical presence, as well as your non-physical presence. Like, it's amazing. Like, people will walk in and she'll instantly diagnose ailments that they hadn't known they've had, and then those ailments will be confirmed by traditional Western medicine. So it just amazes me, right, that there's human beings out there in the world that are that in touch with other human beings and what's going on with them. And again, in those conversations with Dr. Xiao, she really gets to the heart of what's blocking you physically from being who you can be, and from the pain, you know, that you're encountering. And it really is amazing to me that there are people out there that in touch with what's going on with other people, and really listening to them in a special kind of way that enables them to heal themselves. Very impressive, and she's a special lady, and I'm very fortunate, you know, to have her presence in my life. So the process of acupuncture, as I've experienced it, is one of partnership. You know, I've had to really open myself up and tell Dr. Xiao exactly what's going on, and really get present to that, and then take on the work, right? Like, it isn't just a matter of somebody sticking needles in you, right? It's a matter of you working with the doctor collaboratively to come up with a solution. And Dr. Xiao is one who's not going to do the same thing every time. She's going to listen to you, and you're going to tell her, hey, here's what's going on with me, here's what's been happening, here's what's happening not only with the specific problems that we're dealing with, but in other areas of my life. She listens. She then takes that listening, and then she takes just her general intuitive insight and sense of what's going on with you, and then she creates a program collaboratively together with you to resolve the issues. And again, it's amazing work. I remain in awe of what happens here, and the healing that occurs, and that's occurred for me personally. And I've seen it in my wife as well. You know, her life is a lot less stressful, is a lot more pain-free from her experience in dealing with Dr. Xiao. Dr. Xiao takes a very broad-based approach. You know, acupuncture is one of the therapies and one of the treatments that she offers here. Others that I've experienced are the herbs. She's prescribed herbs for me, and I've noticed that they've made a very profound difference in my well-being. I've also taken part in the Tui Na, which is a Chinese massage that just has this amazing ability to kind of go after, you know, what it is and what's trapped in your body, and help get that released, so that well-being and that positive energy can effectively flow through you. So those are some of the additional treatments that I've taken on with great success here at the clinic. I've been seeing Dr. Xiao now for about 6 months, and again, because I've had success and because the sessions are so therapeutic for me, I try to come at least once a week. Sometimes it goes to once every couple weeks, and quite frankly, I've had a couple just because of getting busy for work. I've had, 3 weeks lapse, but for me, I find that just keeping a good program of maintenance intact, really has that positive benefit. If I had only come once, I think I would have gotten great results and could have quit there, but to be honest with you, I find great benefit in continuing to come. And when I find myself in a real calm, centered place of well-being, I tend to come a little bit less than if something in my life is stressing me out, then I might try and adhere to the once a week a little more rigorously. I think it's important for all of us, as human beings, to really be in touch with what's going on, and this work, really offers me an ability to, hey, if I get out of balance, I can go in and see Dr. Xiao and she can get me back into balance in short order. So it's really listening to your body and listening to what's going on and being present to that, and then taking action. And this work, really is the kind of action that makes a real difference in healing yourself. Because at the end of the day, it's up to you to take that on. And what Dr. Xiao does is gives you the treatments that allow you to really have those breakthroughs that you seek in your health and your general sense of well-being. I actually have recommended a number of my friends to see Dr. Xiao, and just quite frankly, people that I run into that are dealing with either physical ailments or non-physical ailments. I have a lot of faith now in this work because of the results that I've experienced, and I would recommend anybody try it. Like, what do you have to lose? And in my mind, there's so much to gain from trying treatment of, the treatments that are offered here. I've tried multiple types of treatments, and they've all had a very profound and positive impact. So I recommend it to anybody I talk to who's struggling to deal with, or who's struggling dealing with whatever it is they're dealing with that's preventing them from being who they really want to be out there in the world, whether it's pain, physical, or whether it's some sort of blockage, in their being that's preventing them from living the life that they want to live. In my mind, Dr. Xiao is a gift. When you run across someone like that, right, like you tend to, even myself, right, like you tend to take it for granted, but she's a very special lady who has a gift, and who, when you see someone operating at such a high level, right, because she's dedicated her life to something, and that something is really helping others. And when you see that, it's special, and you're watching a human being, in her practice, operating at a level that just generates healing. It generates love, right? It generates compassion, and it makes a difference. And again, I'm very grateful for my experiences here, and just to be able to be with someone who really is that dedicated to making other people's lives better. It's just amazing to me, and it's inspiring to me.